She made 102 appearances for Manchester United, 274 club appearances. She's played for England 53 times, won the Euros in 2022, and became runner-up in the 2023 Women's World Cup. Now, in her return comes in the midst of some controversy surrounding her new autobiography, All In. Here is what the Manchester United head coach, Marc Skinner, had to say about Mary Earps and her return.
And look, I'm aware, I don't read I've not read the book. I don't know anything about it. I'm hearing snippets, of course I am. I'm always one of those, you have to be careful what you say, but Mary believes in it, so if that's her truth, she has to speak it. But I think from our perspective, we'll welcome her as somebody that is on the opponent's team in this game, but also always pay tribute to what she's done while she was at Manchester United. So I know Mary's a good person, so I look forward to the challenge of trying to beat her and her team on this Wednesday night, but that's all I can say on it, really.
Let's talk about the headlines surrounding Mary Earps, and not just her return, but also what's been said in her latest autobiography, Jen. What kind of impact do you think that will have on her when she makes the return back to Manchester United, based on what she's been saying?
Honestly, not a big impact, if I'm totally honest. I don't know Mary personally, but we've obviously crossed paths and played against each other. I know it's been a lot for her, and I think she'll still be welcomed massively back to Manchester. What she did for the club, that amount of appearances, what she achieved at the time she was there, I would hope that the noise surrounding, doesn't impact the game. We all want it to be about the football, and so does she. And to be honest, I think it's an opportunity for her to catch up with old teammates in that sense and actually check in if she's okay, because there's been a lot of negativity, some that I don't think she would have expected with the book coming out, because there was a lot of other things in the book that were way more positive than the comments that came out and were highlighted. So no, I think she'll want this to be about the football. I think everyone will be wanting that to be the same. And I kind of like what Marc Skinner had to say about it, that she will, he knows she's a great person, and she wouldn't have, anticipated this amount of backlash, and, he'll look forward to beating her in terms of football. And I massively respected that.
Yeah, that's what the head coach was alluding to. Don't you agree, Kelley?
Yeah, actually, I think the next headline should be Marc Skinner, I don't read. That's because in the beginning of that clip, he said, I don't read, and then was like, I didn't read the book. Sorry not to make light of a
that's the next
serious
headline
situation, but I do think that's the next headline. I'm also in the same boat as Marc Skinner. I have not read the book. I've seen some of the headlines, and again, they're headlines. They're attention grabbing. They're wanting to cause a stir, and ultimately, I think Mary Earps wrote an autobiography, and she said her experience, and that's what autobiographies are for. So
yeah, I think. And you read the book, haven't you?
I did. Yeah. I did read the book.
Oh yeah, you did.
What did you make of it? What did you make of it then?
I listened to the book, read the book. So you don't read either.
All right, Kelley. Kelley, I don't think you read either, by the sounds of it.
I do, actually.
Well, you didn't read the book.
Why would you?
Wow. No, I did listen to the book, and I think it's very easy to judge somebody from the outside without knowing what's really going on. I think at least what I've seen, like the controversy that I've seen on social media, I don't know if people are looking at the whole picture. So I think for her, maybe it's a bit unfair to be judged. And also, as a female soccer player, I feel like we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. Like it's a very difficult position to be in, but at the end of the day, it's her perspective, it's her story. She's not imposing this truth on anybody. It's just simply her truth, and she had the courage to stand up and write a story, talk about her life, to be vulnerable. There are very few people in this world that have that courage, so I give her props for that.
The controversies between her and Hannah Hampton and the goalkeeping situation at England, along with Wiegman as well. Do you think she had in her mind, look, me writing this could get twisted by social media, by the press? Do you not think she was aware of that?
I think so. I think it comes with the job.
But then why would you write that? If you know it's...
How else are people going to know these stories? How else are people going to know what's going on behind the scenes in the growth of women's soccer? I think it's like I said, right, we're in a position where we're not just professional soccer players. You become a public figure. People look at you as a role model, and for good or bad. So I think you know that there's going to be controversy, you know that there's going to be criticism, good and bad, and you prepare for it. And I want to say she knew what she was getting herself into.
Well, I might not read, but I also, and neither does Janelli, I also don't write, but Janelli does.
Mm-hmm. You're writing a new book.
I do.
Speaking of somebody who knows about what, if you're going to write a book, you shared with us.
I did, yeah. I'm in the process of launching a book as well, memoir, autobiography. The book's already written. It's been a very difficult process, and this is why I said what I said a few minutes ago about having the courage to put yourself in a vulnerable position to speak your truth, to talk about things that people really, they have no idea go on behind the scenes. People think it's just 90 minutes of a football game and that's it, but they don't understand that there's a human being behind those 90 minutes on the pitch. But I mean, I'm excited to share with you all once I'm ready for that. Again, I'm going to say it again, Mary Earps, props to you for having the courage to write this. And if you're out there commenting on this without actually seeing the whole picture, I think it's fair to read the book. Read the book before you read the whole.
Read it or listen to it.
Read it or listen to it. Listen to the book while you're running, which Kelley doesn't do.
Which I can't do. Doing a lot of reveals of what we can and cannot do here.
I just think there's a big element of I totally get what everyone's saying. It's your truth. It's your story. It's did she anticipate it or did she not? I think that's hard because, no one knows her personally, and whether you predict that or not, we're never going to know. I think we can only speak from our own experience, and mine was, I think I've said this on other podcasts and other networks, that I came through experiences in teams that nothing gets in and nothing gets out. Mm-hmm. And I think that is why it's a little bit of a surprise, especially from a current player. Yeah. I think that's why it's heightened. She's still playing club football. Yes, she's retired from Lionesses, but Hannah Hampton is still #1 for England and still current Chelsea player. I think that's why it's a lot of books we see is retired. You're retired.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree with you 100%.
I think as well,
for me, that's why it's heightened.
As well as we speak about it in the men's game quite a bit, if there's drama, keep it in the dressing room. I don't understand why we then air it.
Well, they do after they've retired.
Yeah, after they've retired, but she's still playing. She's going to Manchester United tomorrow.
Anyway, we should all go and read.
We need 10 more segments on this
today.
Well, maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow with Manchester United when she's back.
Tune in.
When she's back at Manchester United against PSG.